They wrapped filming on Doomsday, by the way. Amid all the rumors, they're making this movie without a script. It's like, really, y'all? Like, you don't have to believe everything, especially everything an actor says.
Right?
It's like, because one of the actors,
never
it was
lie.
Alan Cumming, was basically like, well, there's not even a script yet. And it's like, and he's a guy that ought to know better.
Honestly, sometimes I wonder if they say stuff like that just to mess with people.
Yeah. But it's like, is that what he meant? Or did he mean, well, I haven't seen a script? Because that was what was more likely true, is that very few people have seen the whole script. Because this is the way they filmed Endgame. Like, nobody saw that whole script except maybe Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was privy to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And this one is no different, because they don't want any of these secrets to get out. I hope it all works, because it's very likely there were people that have filmed scenes together that didn't actually film a scene together.
Oh, 100%.
And don't even know what the other person is saying. Like, I don't know. I mean, they could do anything, but like, look, the idea that they filmed a movie of that scope with no script, you can't do it.
Now, were they doing constant rewrites?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure
they were doing rewrites, and that's I think that's always kind of the thing on something that big. And then,
really anything.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever worked on a movie where the script that we shot is the script that I got whenever I signed on.
Yeah.
I mean, and the things that I do don't have nearly as much hanging on them as a Marvel project does.
But stop believing all the things that you hear.
Also, actors lie. They lie for entertainment.
What's their job?
They lie to keep themselves from violating their NDA.
Yeah. But it's the fact that so many people ran with they filmed this whole thing without a script. Or it's like, no, y'all, they didn't even, like, they might have started shooting some scenes without a full script.
The only way they do that is if they, really trust their actors to improv.
Yeah.
But everybody's not that good of an improviser.
They've got quite a few pretty good improvisers on this, though. But I really like
Paul Rudd. Do you just give Paul Rudd cues and just let him riff? Probably.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I think Robert Downey Jr. is a pretty good improv actor too. So, there are guys on this movie that can certainly, and I mean, there are some of these guys. I mean, there's some great moments in the MCU that are improvised.
I mean, a lot of times.
Well, I mean, Tom Holland's whole, Mr. Stark, I don't want to die, is improvised. Yeah. Like,
well, because it's. You never know exactly what the dynamics of the scene are going to be until you get in it, because so much of the story in a movie is the actor's delivery.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, some of these actors have been playing these roles a really long time now.
Yeah.
And they have some ownership of that.
Yeah.
And that now you have to stop and listen if they go, my character wouldn't do that.
Right.
It's like, they're vested in this stuff. So, but yeah, quit believing the stuff that says that they filmed this movie with no script, because that didn't happen.
No.
Like, this isn't any kind of insider knowledge or anything. I'm just telling you, it didn't happen. Like, you don't film one of the most expensive movies ever made without a script.
Okay, that being said, would you have ever thought that they would start a Star Wars trilogy without having committed to an ending? You would not have thought it.
I guess they thought it was good enough for the original trilogy, but
right, but they're not George Lucas, clearly.
They're not
George
anybody
Lucas.
that worked on any of those movies.
Also, here's the other thing. George Lucas he was the person making the calls. They didn't have three completely different people deciding the entire direction of every single of the first three movies. That's not how it happened.
Right. Yeah, I want to read you a tweet that's going to make you laugh that relates directly back to that.
Oh my gosh. Like, I still just can't believe that happened.
So
how do we let
this is a tweet from earlier today. It says, say what you will about the sequel trilogy, but the collaborative creative decision between J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson to prioritize real locations and using actual film was extremely commendable. Collaborative being the key word here. There was no collaborative anything about these movies.
Except for they both like some throwback.
Well, they like throwback, and of course they used they used. So I will say that J.J. Abrams set the tone. One, they were almost guaranteed. I think they wanted to not do quite like the prequels. I think they wanted to really blend the CGI and the George was experimenting with the prequels, and he went way too heavy on the CGI at times. By the end, he really had a balance. And I think that's where it was blending. And I think because of what George did, I think that throws you right into Lord of the Rings, having already figured it out.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a huge help in that leap forward. Like George figured it out for everybody.
Right.
But
like he made goofy looking CGI so that you could make Lord of the Rings.
Right. And Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
So
which it still doesn't make sense that it like peaked there.
How did it Pirates 2008?
How is it literally
Pirates,
not?
Yeah, CGI probably peaked. It's not that there's never been anything as good, but like overall, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 peak CGI. I don't think it ever got any better than that as a whole movie. I think we get moments in films where we go, that's really good. But like, as far as just peak CGI, and 2008's Pirates of the Caribbean, everything was so good in that. And so what I think happened is that's when they really, beyond there, I think they just were working the artist they were asking for way too much, way too fast. Partially, I blame streaming.
And the lack of union.
Well, the lack of union did not help. But I think that the main problem there is that suddenly we go, okay, we've made it, y'all. Now all of our TV can look just like a movie. And then you work the studio, and then you work the artist, the graphic artist to death. Because now they're not just making these big tentpole features for the cinema, they're also whole entire studios now occupied with just making this TV show year round. Well, now these people aren't available to work on your big movie. We spread everybody too thin, and we ask them to do too much too fast.
Yeah, because we don't actually want to pay people to, get enough of them to turn things out on a reasonable timeline. So we just like, let's really overwork people.
Yeah, well, you also had a lot of people left the industry. They were being overworked, and they were being used up, not necessarily even by the studios, but by their companies.
Yep.
Because the studios would work, work everybody to death, and then you come off a job, you finish, movie X, and then they lay everybody off. So you do the work, and then you don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
Now, on one hand, that's really more the way that the movie business works than what they had prior.
But they weren't pitched, you're going to be a freelancer. They pitched, you're going to be an employee.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah.
And also, freelancers typically get paid better than employees.
True. So they were, that was all a pretty big mess. I'm not even sure how we got here from Tom Holland cracked his head.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Hey there, sci-fi fans. We hope you enjoyed this clip from a previous live stream of the Science Fictionary podcast. We hope you'll go check out other episodes. We hope you'll hit that like and that subscribe button. And please go check out all of our friends over at the Red5 Network. And as always, may the Force be with you.